feel like you're going to stay here in this body, we're going to praise the Lord. So that's how I encourage.
Say that a little louder. Say it again. The people in the back.
For the people in the back, you have to speak to that illness. Speak to that illness.
Hello and welcome to Overcoming Illness. I am your host, Paula Denoncourt. I am founder and CEO of Enrich Your Health. I'm a holistic health coach. Been doing my business since about 2010. I help my clients overcome illnesses. I myself suffered from multiple food allergies. So I had to find ways to really help myself. So I had to find simple recipes to help myself. And I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know what to do. So I became a health coach because of that. So I decided to start this show because I think people really need to tell their stories. There's people out there that need you. They need your story. They need to know what you're going through. I've done several shows since last year. Please go back and watch the replays. Please make sure you give Elevation TV Network some love over on YouTube if you're not on YouTube. And I just welcome you. I welcome you from wherever you are, if it's evening, morning, afternoon. This is going to be a wonderful show tonight. I wanted to address something I have addressed a little bit in past shows, but I want to do it again. I wanted to talk about the upcoming season of winter and fall and just talk about there's all these illnesses lingering, and I'm already seeing it amongst people. So I answer phones for grocery stores during the day. I have a full-time job besides being a health coach. And I wanted to talk about some of the things I'm noticing and some of the things that we can do to help ourselves. Now, full disclosure, this is not medical advice tonight. This is not meant to treat, heal, cure, or mitigate any illness. These are just my observations. Anything I say here, you do your own diligence, do your own homework. These are just things that I'm noticing. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, they're doing this, they're doing that. This is what I'm seeing. It's a possibility. So I just want you to be aware of it and what you can do about it, or be aware of it yourself and just be aware of what you are putting in your body. So once again, this is Overcoming Illness. I welcome you. I am looking for more guests. We are booking for more guests. I do this every Sunday night at 7 p.m. live. So I'm looking for practitioners, people that overcome an illness, that are going through an illness, practitioners that, they might be helping cancer patients. They might be helping Lyme disease patients, whatever it might be. You've got clients or patients that their stories need to be told, or you could tell some stories without, as long as it's full disclosure and you can talk about it. So we need you. We need your stories. People need your help. There's people out there that they're at their wits' end, and they're feeling very non-motivational. They're feeling sick, like there's nowhere to turn. There's nothing I can do. So please reach out to me. Let me put the information across the banner here, how you can get in touch with me. There we go. So you can text me, you can message me on Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger. Those are two of the best ways to get me, or you can text me and then I'll get back to you. And if you're listening, it's 508-330-9665. Again, my phone number is 508-330-9665. Had to think about it for a minute there. So again, what we're going to talk about tonight is some ways we can help ourselves and some things that I've been noticing because I answer phones for grocery stores. So what does that mean? I'm taking complaints. I'm constantly hearing, I have a complaint. So with that, I feel like God has put me in that assignment to just really help other people understand what's going on in the world and to pray over it. So, first and foremost, let's just talk about some of the illnesses that are going around. I mean, it's common right now for people to start getting the flu. It's common for people to have allergies right now. It's common for people to have colds, the flu, allergies. So let's just talk about the normal illnesses that we always get this time of year. And why? Well, one of the reasons is you're starting to get cooped up. If your kids are going to school, they're cooped up in a classroom, maybe the windows aren't open. If you don't get oxygen, then you can be more susceptible to illness if you're in a room where there's like no oxygen. Like think of airplanes. Why do people get sick on airplanes all the time? There's all these germs, it's recirculating air, not enough oxygen. That's why people are getting sick on airplanes. They pass on their germs to each other. So these are things you need to be mindful of. Start stocking up, and I'm not saying go buy like thousands of these types of things, but start getting ready for the winter. Have some good hand sanitizer ready. Have bleach ready. Some of these things are starting to go, on a shortage. Okay? So get them in your home now. Start getting this special kinds of lighting. You'd have to look it up, but that also can help remove germs in a home or an area. So those are some things to think about. Now, some things you can do to help yourself. Number one, get sunshine. When you get sunshine, you get vitamin D. It boosts your mood. It boosts the immune system. And it helps keep you from getting ill. So get out, get some fresh air, get 20 minutes out there. Like if you can go for a walk. I love walking. Yesterday it was windy as all heck. I'm here in North Carolina, but I went for a walk by the lake and I just felt so good afterwards. So make sure you're doing that. Now, I did mention that I was going to talk about it spiritually. So what the heck does that mean? How can I prevent illness spiritually? Well, number one and foremost, God is the healer, right? So, we have this temple, and we've really kind of fallen on the wayside of listening to society and letting the media rule us, and we eat a lot of things we probably shouldn't. And we're not hearing from God as well as we should. So if you start to eat healthier foods, you're going to find that you'll hear from God better. Why do you think people go on fasts? I belong to this prayer group. We're doing this consecration for 90 days starting October 1st. And, it's up to us how we want to do it, but we're going to fast. But one of her suggestions, it's Prophet Anise Silliman, one of her suggestions is to just say, like the month of October, get rid of sugar. Stop eating sugar. So this one isn't too difficult for me because having had food allergies, multiple food allergies, I had to give up sugar. So yes, I still have some sugar once in a while. I have some peanut butter, that's got sugar in it. I'll have cereal, that's got sugar in it. But I'm not like a sugar junkie anymore, thankfully. So that's not going to be a really hard one for me to eliminate. I will say for me, now everybody's different, I'm still going to do fruit. Now there's sugar in fruit. It's a good sugar. Some people, if they have any kind of sugar, even if it's fruit, it sends them over, what do I want to say? It makes them want just more sugar. Me, it helps me. It makes me more satisfied. So I'm not craving like a Hershey bar or, not that I eat Hershey bars, but I'm not craving something, like garbage food, processed food or anything, that I shouldn't be wanting. Because I find when I don't have enough fruit, that's when I crave something really sweet, like chocolate, something really sweet. So her second suggestion was the month of November is to give up meat. Now, once again, when I started multiple food allergies, I ate all whole foods. I had to go back to basics. So that wouldn't be too difficult for me either. So, and then month 3, it's entirely up to you what you want to do. You know, it's tying it all together, giving up the sugar, the meat, going plant-based foods, all of that. And then, of course, you pray during the consecration. So, just some suggestions, you know, if you want to do that consecration, then 90 days, October 1st. You can always reach out to me if you need a little guidance with that, if you need some recipes. I can do customized recipes for you that are low in sugar, and they're anti-inflammatory. So if you do have any kind of issues, say you have like joint pain, you can't lose weight, this will help you during that consecration, and I can customize them for you. I am going to be putting together a Take Back Your Health program, like end of the summer, beginning of the fall type of thing. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. So either A, you can get customized recipes. That'll be a little bit more because it takes my time. I've got to figure out like what foods you want, what foods you are able to eat. If you have any allergies, it takes a little bit of my time. Whereas if I just put like an ebook together program, that's all done, and that's like, you know, it's for everybody. It's not customized. So if that's something you're interested in, please reach out to me. Once again, Facebook message or Instagram message. So we talked about one thing you can do to help yourself going into the fall and the winter. Get some sunshine. I know it's going to be getting cold. I'm originally from Massachusetts. I get it. But if you can get sunshine whenever you can, that's going to be really, really helpful for your immune system. Because once again, a lot of people, even if you work from home or you're in the office or kids are going to school, they're bringing home their germs. If you're not getting any outside air, that's how we get sick. You know, think about it when we were younger. I don't know about you, but if the flu went around in my house, Mom was opening all the windows, Lysol in the whole place, washing all the sheets, just getting rid of those germs. So think about it. So number 2, water. Flush out your system. Now, here's where we start to talk about spirituality. There's a lot going on with water right now. I'm sure some of you may have been hearing about it. One of the things you can do, and there's so many different things you can do with water to get decent water. And what I mean by there's things going on with the water, well, look around you. There's a train wreck here, or chemical spill here. That gets into our soil and our water. And a lot of that in some areas, some places, is getting into our water. So just be aware of that. Either buy your water, get some kind of a filter on your faucet. I have a filter on mine. There's many different ways, you know, to get decent water. You can buy things that you can filter your water with, whatever. Do your own homework. You know, I took a raw food course back in Massachusetts many years ago, and my mentor, Betsy, gotta love her, she'd always say, pick your poison. And she's right, because there's so many different types of water. There's all kinds on the shelf, purified, this, that, and the other. And this is where I talk about spirituality. What is God telling you? Get quiet, listen to him. What direction is he pointing you into? For me, when he points me into something, into the direction of something, I keep seeing the same thing over again. So if it was a certain kind of a filtration system for my faucet, he'd show me that word or something over and over again. I would keep seeing the ad or whatever it might be. So pay attention to the signs. He will speak to you and show you. You know, and then on a natural level, just do your homework and see what is best out there. You know, there's just so many. But don't be drinking tap water. That's the one I totally am against. I'll tell you this, I live on a lake, okay? And when I first moved here, you know, I just opened the water and, I'd make like a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever. And I was like, ugh, the water here is so terrible. Like you can't even boil it and get rid of the flavor. You would think on a lake, a beautiful man-made lake, that it would be good water. It's terrible. So I have to have a filtration system anyway. More and more they're putting fluoride in the water. They're putting chlorine in the water, so you can smell it. I remember when I was in New York, just to like rinse my teeth, or something. You could just smell like the chlorine in the water. It was just like nasty. So just do your own diligence with water, but water flushes things out. Now, if you remember when COVID started, and I do want to welcome whoever just came on. Thank you for coming on. When COVID started, they kept saying, flush everything out, drink your water. Now, I worked on the front lines. I worked in a grocery store. This is a different job than I have now. I was actually a cashier then. And they just said, drink water. So that's what I did. I kept drinking water, and I'd sip my water and flush anything that was coming in down. So you want to do that. That's going to get rid of like mucus and all that kind of stuff. Just keep drinking the water and getting that down. And water will keep you less tired, keep you less bloated. It's good for allergies. Water helps me tremendously with allergies. Right now, there's a lot of different types of allergens out there. Gosh, I forget if it's ragweed or goldenrod, one or the other. I can't remember. May is one, and then August, September is the other, and I can't think of which one's which. I think it's ragweed, but don't quote me on that. But we know right now there's stuff out there that makes people sneeze and sniffle and all of that. Drink your water. You'll find it helps. Again, not medical advice, but for me, it really, really helps. For me, it's like a miracle cure, but that's my experience. I can't say that it'll be the same for you. Get your vitamin C. Vitamin C helps boost the immune system and helps tremendously with allergies. So I know it's getting a little bit colder, but if you can do a smoothie once in a while, get a smoothie in. Put some greens in it. GREENS. That keeps the blood sugar leveled out, so you don't crave more sugar, like I was talking about earlier with the fruit. So just put like a handful of spinach and some strawberries, some blueberries, some banana. You've got a smoothie with water. Make it simple. You only need 3 to 5 ingredients in a smoothie, but that will help get more vitamin C. Now, if you can't do that, then you can always do supplements. I had a sponsor on here a little while ago. She's got some amazing supplements. I've got some supplements. So with that, you can always reach out to either one of us for supplements if you need them. So those are 2 things. Sunshine, water, exercise is going to help boost the immune system as well. Getting that heart going, getting the blood pumping and all of that. You definitely want to do that. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So you want to stay away from processed food. All these processed things that are on the market, more and more you're seeing a lot of things that are like Beyond Meat and different things, those are still processed. So do your diligence in reading what's in it. Do your homework, and be careful of some things that are, it may not be a piece of steak, but, some of these things aren't very good for you to digest either. So be careful with that. So I promised I'd talk about a little bit about what's going on, what I've been noticing with some of the food. One of the things I've noticed with some of the food is grains. There seems to be a shortage of grains. And again, this is not coming from the grocery store that I work for at all. So don't try and dig and figure out where I work for. I'm not going to say it. But that part's not coming from there. I've gotten that information elsewhere. The information I'm getting from the shortage of grains is the calls that I'm getting. Different items, different food items don't taste the same. Why? Because we have this shortage of grains. So again, do your own homework, but you're going to find it. And they're not talking about it that much, not that much at all. So, like crackers, they're finding other things to fill into the crackers. They're finding other things to fill into the bread. I had one guy call the other day and he's like, why is bread tasting so grainy? I said, because, and I said, this is not the grocery store that I work for talking. This is my personal opinion because I watch, I observe and see what's going on. So I asked him, I said, what's in the ingredients in the bread that you have? What could possibly be a filler in that bread? So one of the things in his bread was just sesame seeds. But again, ground up sesame seeds could be a filler to add. And again, this is my opinion. I have no proof. But it could be a filler just because they don't have enough flour. You know, think about it. Look at your ingredients. If you have an old box to a new box of something, see if the ingredients are different. Another thing they're doing is watering down products. I've gotten calls complaining about the beans. They're only about a quarter of the way full, the canned beans, and it's all water. Buttermilk is all water. So they're watering down foods to make more, to have more of it, because there's more shortages out there, and they're not talking about it. What was another one that is common? Milk keeps going bad. What I say to you is stop drinking it. It's not good for you anyway. That's what I keep hearing. It lasts maybe 2 days and then it's sour. So it does not last until the expiration date. So you're not going crazy. I've been getting that call for, I don't even know anymore, probably 6 months or more. That milk is sour constantly. Things are going off the shelf. A lot of things are not being manufactured anymore. Certain ice cream isn't being manufactured anymore because there's shortages. Trying to think of what else were common. Here's another one. This is something, again, I am not getting this from the grocery store I work for. I heard through the grapevine that some of the food that was in the trucks when COVID hit, they changed the expiration dates and then put them back on the shelves. Here's what I'm finding. Not going to say that's true or not. I have no idea. But let me tell you what I am finding. I'm getting a lot of calls for food being moldy. Chicken broth, moldy. When have you ever heard that chicken broth was moldy? They'd open it full of mold. Applesauce, moldy. Some sort of like jam. I don't know if it was marmalade jam, some kind of jelly or jam. Fruit spread. I can't remember what it was. Something like that. Some kind of jam. Moldy. Lots of moldy foods. Bread. Moldy. Going bad faster. So I believe, like I said, this is just my opinion, that some of the foods on these trucks have been sitting there a while. Meat going bad faster. I believe that it got de-thawed and then refrozen. So that's why it's going bad faster. Because it was already thawed out, put back in the freezer, and sold to you. So again, this is where the spirituality comes in. Listen to what God is telling you. If he says, put that down, don't eat it, then don't eat it. because some of these things are going to make you sick. What if you don't see the mold? What if you're eating it and there's just a piece of mold in it? Trying to think what else. I've also noticed there's a shortage with medications. It's not the same as food, but here's the thing. We have to know how to take care of ourselves. So let's talk about, so now I've given you some really good insight on what to pay attention to at the stores, what you're buying. Listen to what God's telling you. If he's telling you you need to start eating more plant-based, then you've got to do it or you're going to get sick. You know, pay now or pay later. A lot of the meats aren't the same. We know that they're proving for things to be lab meat grown in a lab. So be careful. Do your own homework on what you're buying. If you can buy more stuff from a farmer, go to a farmer. You know, because you're gonna be more apt to get something decent from a farmer. You know, or grow your own food. Start growing your own food. Start learning how to grow your own food. What else? So let's talk about some things that you can do to help yourself. Say, if you were to get sick and there was a shortage on medication. Now, again, not medical advice. If you're really, really sick, you may need a doctor. But these are some things you might be able to do before you do have to go seek a doctor or medical advice. One thing you can do is detox soup. Make a big bowl of chicken broth or vegetable broth, and then throw lots of vegetables in there, either kale or spinach, maybe some onions, some garlic, zucchini, whatever you've got. You throw all these vegetables in there, and celery, carrots, you know, the whole 9 yards. And that's a good thing to sip on when you're not feeling well. You're stuffed up. You've got a cold, whatever. That's going to help flush everything out and help you feel better. If you've got a cough, pineapple juice is really good for a cough. It's got vitamin C, and it's also known to help with a cold. Ginger helps break up mucus. So if you have like hot lemon ginger tea with a little bit of honey, that's great for the throat. The honey will coat the throat, and that will help just help break up all the mucus if you're all like full of phlegm and all, you know, not feeling so great. So that's another good one. Believe it or not, if you have bronchitis, you can look this one up. You boil bananas. That can help with bronchitis. If you do have COVID, mullein tea, Mullein tea, is very helpful for the lungs. Pine needle tea is also helpful for COVID. And again, getting back to garlic, anything with garlic, and especially if you don't cook it too much. Garlic, they used to use in the war days. They used to rub it in their wounds, and it helps heal the wounds. So garlic has some really good properties. Onions are antibacterial. So I'm sure you've heard the myth, put an onion in your room if you have a cold or whatever, or put them in your socks. I've done that. I've done both. I put an onion at the bottom of my feet, my socks. I cut an onion and put it in my room. And let me tell you, my cold went away a lot faster. Again, just my experience. You know, what can I say? It can't hurt to try, right? These old wives' tales, there's something to it. And there's a reason behind it, because it absorbs bacteria. Now, if you've got something really serious, it may not get rid of it. You may still need your doctor. So please, you know, be smart about these things. You may still need a doctor. You might need something strong. You may need antibiotics. I'm not against them. You just need to know what you can do to help yourself first. If all these illnesses start lingering and medications are short, hospitals are full, doctors' offices are full, if this starts to happen, you need to know how to help yourself. Another one is oregano. You make some oregano oil, and that can work as like antibacterial as well, almost like an antibiotic. But be careful with that. If you are ill already, like you have an autoimmune issue, really, really be careful with that because it can be potent. And you could have, like with Lyme disease, I've seen this happen to people. They have like a Herxheimer reaction because it's so potent. It's killing off the spirochetes in Lyme disease. And now they're having a Herxheimer reaction because their body's like, it's dying off. It's killing something. So be very careful with the amounts that you take of oregano oil, especially if you have an autoimmune illness already, not just a cold or flu. So yeah, you want to get vitamin C, you want to get vitamin D. Zinc is also very helpful if you do get sick, helps fight illness. It's an immune booster. Let's see. Elderberry also can be helpful in illness. So maybe, keep some of these things on hand. If you can't make it yourself, get some elderberry syrup and keep that on hand. Keep oregano oil on hand. I mentioned this last year. Make a big thing of soup. Put some in the freezer. So if there's a day that your family, not feeling so well, you can just take that soup out and put it in a pot. You're good to go. You don't have to worry about going to buy the store-bought stuff, which could buy chicken broth with mold in it. So, just be ready when the winter comes, because I'm already seeing like a gazillion people sick. Everybody, I'm already hearing it. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick today. I don't feel good. Already hearing it. And we haven't even hit the Thanksgiving and Christmas months yet. That's when it really hits, because people are stressed. They're running around. They're around family. Everybody's giving it to each other. We haven't even hit that yet. Everybody's already running around saying, I don't feel good. So start to boost your immune system. Get smoothies in. If you can't do smoothies, like I said, do some supplements. Another really good supplement that helps get rid of almost anything under the sun. It tastes awful, but black seed oil. B as in boy, LACK, black seed oil. It tastes terrible, but man, that stuff is potent, and it really, really help you with a lot of different things. I've taken it for, when I wasn't feeling so hot, got rid of some stuff quickly instead of it lingering for 3 weeks. Knock on wood, I will tell you, like I said, I was on the front lines of COVID. Didn't get it because I know how to take care of myself. What else? Make sure you're getting lots of greens, leafy greens, because that's really going to help. And it'll help you not crave sugar as well. So sugar is acidic, and that feeds illness. So if you're eating a lot of processed foods and sugary foods, it's going to cause a lot of phlegm and congestion, and it also feeds illness. So let's see, what else? I think that's about it. That's about going to cover it. If you're feeling achy, got a lot of joint pain, get some turmeric in. Turmeric reduces inflammation. Like especially towards, like, we're going into Halloween. You probably want to eat candy and all that kind of stuff. That's going to make you inflamed. So if you do cheat and have that kind of stuff, you're going to want to reduce inflammation in your body. So turmeric can help with that. Trying to think what else. Yeah, just be mindful of where you shop. Be mindful of what you're buying. A lot of these chicken breasts and things like that, a lot, I can't say for sure, but some of them are not real chicken. It's lab grown now. So just be careful. Buy the whole chicken instead. Get to know your farmers markets in your area. I know it's getting colder. They're not going to be as many in certain areas. But that's I think something you could do. I think that's gonna about cover it. I may not go the whole hour, but I just really wanted to address that because I kind of have an upper hand answering these calls at the store level and knowing what people are complaining about. I'm hearing that certain foods don't taste the same, and that's because they're altering the ingredients. They're shrinking the products too to make it stretch. Eggs are smaller. I didn't mention that one, but some of the boxes are smaller with less food in it. But they're making it stretch by watering things down, putting fillers in different things. And the ingredients probably there, but you've got to do your homework and find it. You know what I mean? Oh, let's see. So that's probably going to do it. So I just really wanted to make you aware of what's going on around you, because you're not going to hear this on the news. They're not telling you these things. So especially like the grain shortage, not too many people are talking about that. So just do your homework, know what you're buying, and listen to God first and foremost. What is he telling you? Especially say you do start to feel ill, ask God. Say, God, what is it my body needs right now? Do I need garlic? Do I need onion? Do I need soup? Do I need a smoothie? Do I need a certain herb in my diet? Believe it or not, he will show you. He might show you a picture of it. He might keep showing you the same word over and over again. Everybody's different how he's going to tell you, but he'll tell you. Or maybe you'll just hear it. But pay attention, because he will tell you. So with that, I just pray for everybody that watches the replay, that you stay well throughout the fall and the winter. If you have any questions, and once again, if you need recipes, if you want to do this consecration, 90 days consecration with us, it's the Refuge Prayer Wall. We do this every year. Let me know, and I'll let Anise know that somebody wants to join us. And if you need recipes, I can help you with some recipes to make it a little easier during this consecration, because it's not easy. I lived in Massachusetts. Heck, I was terrible at it when I lived in Massachusetts. It's getting cold out. I didn't want, I wanted what I wanted because I'm cold and I want warm food. So I was terrible at it. But now I really want to do this consecration, because God is calling us to our positions right now, and we cannot do what God is calling us to do if we're not well. One of the things he's been showing me is to strengthen myself. So like I said earlier, I've been walking. Here's something I do want to mention. We don't know from one day to the next if something might happen in our neighborhood or our home, okay? I watched those people in Maui. They had, they were lifting and moving supplies. They may have, who knows, they may have to lift people. Whatever it was, you have to be strong to do that. So they had to walk, do a lot of walking. So God forbid, if say, I don't know, I don't want to jinx myself, but say a bomb went off tomorrow in my neighborhood and I just had to walk to safety. I mean, you never know. So he has been really pointing out to strengthen my body, to be stronger. So I highly suggest you do that too, because God forbid tomorrow you're not in the same place, you're not in the same home. All of a sudden, whatever it might be, fire, a bomb, I don't even want to use that word, a chemical spill, whatever, a natural disaster, a hurricane, tornado, whatever it might be, you may have to lift things, move things, walk, lift supplies. I don't know. Whatever it is, we need strength to be able to do it. We can't just lift one thing and say, I'm tired. Can't do that. I'm tired. We're going to have to do it. So he wants us to be strong when that time comes. So he wants us to be strong mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. And the healthier we eat and the healthier we keep ourselves and our bodies, we'll be able to hear from him. We'll be able to hear from him where he wants us to go, what he wants us to do. There's a lot coming down the pipeline. We don't know what it is. We don't know exactly. So we need to be able to hear his instructions, and you won't hear it if your mind is foggy. And it's going to be foggy if you're eating like garbage. And I'm going to leave you on this note. One of the other things I notice answering phones, for grocery stores is I still can't believe the amount of crap people are eating, because like I mentioned, ice cream disappeared. Why can't I get my ice cream? I want my soda. I want my, all the just garbagey foods that people are just like screaming and moaning and crying about that they can't get. And I keep thinking to myself, what are they going to do when we have even more shortages? Because we probably are going to. I hate to say it, but it's just a fact. What are these people going to do? Can't live on soda. Might not have it. We have to learn to, I say, pivot. When I had my multiple food allergies, I'm thankful now I'm a lot better. So I can eat a lot more different things. But when I started with food allergies, oh my God, I didn't know what to eat. I had to pivot. People need to learn to pivot. Things start to disappear, pivot. Start eating healthier. Find healthier options. So, like I said, milk keeps going bad. Stop drinking it. Maybe I call that divine intervention. Stop drinking it. Because it's not good for you anyways. It causes mucus and phlegm and inflammation, contributes to arthritic and joint pain, all of that. Stop drinking it. If you keep finding sour milk, don't drink it. I stopped drinking it. I don't drink milk. I use almond milk in my cereal, and that's it. I don't even drink milk. I drink water. So with that, I do want to mention once again, thank you guys for being on. I know I've had a lot of pre-recorded shows, but I'm back. I want to get back live again and do more shows and more interviews. So please, if you know anybody that could be on the show, I'm booking for October. So we need practitioners. It could be an apostle. It could be a pastor, person that's overcoming an illness. And just if you do need a little bit of guidance in getting healthier, I have a free ebook on my website, enrichyourhealth.com. And that's ENRICHURHEALTH.com. You can go to the website, go to the store, and you can get that free ebook, which that's going to name all the different things that you can do to help yourself. And then there's another one on how to boost your immune system. That one's not free, but it gets a little bit more detailed than that one. I've got some recipes on there, digital ebooks. So please go over there and check it out. There might be something there that can help you. So with that, I'm going to end the broadcast, but I thank you. I thank everybody for watching. I thank you for watching the replay. And once again, please go over and give Elevation TV Network some love on their YouTube channel. Go over and subscribe, like it. They have some amazing shows on there. Not just my show. And then go over to Enrich Your Health and subscribe and like my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be working on adding some more content to that as well. So stay tuned for that. So once again, if you do have any questions whatsoever, you can reach out to me on Facebook Messenger or Instagram. And I will see you next Sunday. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.